Hello everyone, I'm Exodia, and today we're doing part number 1 of our Roblox scripting advanced tutorial series. In the last video, episode 0, we talked about the Roblox developer forum and how easy it is for getting some help in scripting from other developers on the platform. Today's topic will be filtering enabled in the client and server relationship present on Roblox. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that I have a Discord server that I made today, really, but it's set up to be a nice place to go to get some help on scripting as well as get some game updates because it's based off the group I have in Roblox Studio, which I don't really flex because it's not really worth advertising. But yeah, when games are made under my group, they will also be posted with updates in that server. But it will mainly be used for getting some help on development and also just chatting in the community. So yeah, I'll link that in the pinned comment or in the description. But anyways, without further ado, let's talk about filtering enabled. Now in Roblox, just like with any other game, there is a client and server relationship. The server is really what hosts everything going on, and the client has that data replicated to it from the server. The client is usually the player when they're in the game. So in Roblox, every time you enter the game, like when in Studio you press play, you are on your own client inside of the game from the server. So yeah, now what's filtering enabled is useful for is, unfortunately, when you make a game, there will always be exploiters. Now, what these people do is very malicious. They basically, in a sense, ruin the experience for other people by making changes, such as if you're in a game and you have this base plate. Well, if you were to delete the base plate, everybody would be falling, and they would constantly, their characters would constantly get killed, and it just would make the experience very, very bad for players in your game, and it would make them less likely to return. So Roblox has a client and server relationship to make sure that it's not as easy for exploiters to ruin the experience of other players. How it works is that we can make a test part inside of here and just call it test part. If you do not know how I made that part, look up here, go to the Home tab, and then in between Toolbox and UI up here in the Insert section, there is a part, and when you click on that, it inserts a part where the camera is looking. And you can press this drop down, insert a block, sphere, wedge, or cylinder. Right now we'll just insert a regular part, click on the scale tool in the tools, and just resize it a little bit. And in the properties, we'll go to brick color and change this to yellow. Now we'll have this brick here, just as, let's imagine that this has some important code that we need to run for our game to work. And maybe if it doesn't, then the game kind of breaks. Now, if we were to test this, if you want to test and make a local server, you can go up to the Test tab. It's the third tab of 5 up here in the display. And then in the Clients and Servers, you can make a local server, and you could choose from 0 to 8 players. Here we'll just do 2 players, then we'll click Start. And what this will do is it'll host a local server on your computer with the number of players that you select. So in this case, we'll have the 2 players. So this is the server that is created. Then here is player 1. And here is player 2. Now, this is where the client and server relationship is stressed. Say player 2 here is a malicious exploiter inside of your game, and they really want to remove something in your game that is valuable. So let's take the test part, for example. If the exploiter somehow has access to the parts in the game and they want to remove it, and bang, bada boom, it's removed. It'll only be removed on this client. So basically how the client-server relationship works is that it basically makes it to where changes aren't automatically registered on the server. This is why, if you watched the video in the beginner series about remote events, this is one reason why we have remote events, to communicate information from the server to client and the client to the server, to update them accordingly so when they should be. Like if you want to make a change on the client, you could update that to the server. But as you can see, the test part is still here on player 1 side. So player 2 doesn't get the satisfaction of being able to remove that. In fact, you can even walk through the part. But yeah, so what it allows you to do is basically not have those changes made by malicious people be affecting other players in the game. So this is just, a player minding their own business. Nothing gets changed on their end, while the exploiter that tries to remove the part doesn't get the exact result that they wanted. Now, if we wanted a change to happen on both clients, we'd of course go onto the server and remove it from there. However, when an exploiter is trying to remove stuff, they don't have access to the server, so they can't do stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, when we removed it on the server, it removed it for both people. However, on player 2's side of the thing, when we removed it, it didn't do anything for anyone else. So yeah, filtering enabled basically makes it so where those changes that are made maybe by somebody trying to exploit the game only happen on their side of things, and it doesn't get replicated to the server for everyone else to see. It is very handy in trying its best to prevent exploitative measures. Of course, when it gets to more advanced stuff, you need to start investing your time in manually scripting an anti-cheat for certain stuff, like maybe if somebody's fly hacking, that's not really as easy to detect when people are like physically hacking the game. But yeah, the client and server allows stuff like that, those changes made on someone's client, to not affect everyone in the server as badly. So that is why filtering enabled is such a useful thing, and it's also why we use things like remote events to communicate the information. It's to help prevent exploiters. Unfortunately, as they get more advanced with time, it gets harder to prevent them, and you need to look for more measures. However, with this, we do have some default protection to, against those things. So yeah, that's all. If you liked the video and found it to be useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. I make videos and tutorials every Sunday and Wednesday usually. Also, don't forget to join the Discord server. I'll have it in the pinned comment or the description. And if there's any confusion that you have from the video, leave a comment and I will get to that and help you the best I can. So yeah, see ya.